everyone, to the Gamer Headlines Show. Gamer Headlines is weekly entertainment podcast. This is episode 68, and I am one of your co-hosts, Chris Cortez. And with me, as always, is my other co-host, Adnan Riaz.
Chris?
Adnan?
Goodbye.
And that's how we end the show. The credits roll, even though it's a podcast. Whatever. That should be our final episode when we're like, all right, it's over. We're packing up. That'll be our final episode. You guys heard it here first. That'll be our final episode, a 2-second episode. So, dude, man, we got a big show. You guys are gonna notice, by the way, we're experimenting with a few things on the show. In a good way, just trying to add a new breath of fresh air that doesn't come from like an aerosol can or anything like that. So, but on that note, we should jump right into the show because we got a lot of things to cover. Dude, Adnan, talk nerdy to me, man. What's been happening since the last podcast?
Yeah, so I'm going to flip this around a little bit because I've kind of been watching something, but at the same time, more of my expectation is on tomorrow. So we're recording this on Thursday, March 3rd. And as of tomorrow, which is Friday, March 4th, when the episode will go up, House of Cards Season 4 lands on Netflix. So the entire season is available on Netflix. So I've been catching up on a few other episodes by watching some of the old ones, just to keep my mind fresh about what happened. Season 3 ended up.
I love doing that, dude. I love doing stuff like that. It just raises the hype even more.
Yeah, I mean, Season 3 was a letdown. It didn't really live up to the expectations of the first season, especially in the second one. Mm-hmm. But it did really kind of redeem itself towards the end. It set this really cool dynamic, which is now going to take place in 4. I won't talk about it too much because I don't really want to spoil the series, but this will, I would presume, be the final season. I always enjoyed Kevin Spacey's acting in this as well. It is Kevin Spacey.
Oh, he's the shit.
By his performance. Yeah, it's a Kevin Spacey performance, basically.
Yeah.
But no, I've been watching that and just kind of getting hyped for that. And as you said as well to me off podcast, Daredevil comes out in 2 weeks, and the Netflix 2016 train has started, and it's one stop now. Starting off with the cards falling and just down there. But yeah, really excited for it. Absolutely excited.
Dude, Netflix is just, and ironically, my Talk Nerd to Me segment is something to do with Netflix, so.
Let's carve into it then.
Okay, yeah, fuck it. But, dude, for me, the Netflix train kind of started. I knew about, a little bit earlier, a couple of weeks, or I think it was last week, actually. But I was kind of excited about the show, but I was cautiously optimistic as well. But Netflix released, I think it was last week, the first season of the show Fuller House. So for those of you who don't know, Fuller House, what the hell is that? Basically, Fuller House is a sequel series to an old show that aired in the late 80s, early 90s called Full House, that had, comedian Bob Saget, Mary-Kate and Ashley were on the show when they were fucking infants. And John Stamos was on it. A bunch of people who we know now were on the show. And this is the sequel series, Fuller House, which takes place, everyone's now grown up, and basically what happens is the next generation of, that family takes over the house from the original series, and kooky adventures happen, and they're kind of pulling a Force Awakens, and they have some of the older cast members from the previous series, making recurring appearances here and there throughout the season. The only people that don't appear, by the way, on this show is Mary-Kate and Ashley. They don't appear on it. And dude, yeah, right?
For good reasons.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the excuse, this is what happened. They asked Mary-Kate or Ashley, I can't remember which one they asked first, and one of them said that they would love to, but that it doesn't line up with their schedule. And the other one said, I haven't acted in 10 or 15 years or something. I don't want to act anymore. And dude, they actually got to the point that they asked Elizabeth Olsen, their younger sister, who is Scarlet Witch in the MCU. She was in Avengers and she's going to be in Civil War. They asked her, "Do you want to play your sister's character?" And she's like, "No, thank you." So, I just think that's so funny. Fuck it, get the younger one. Maybe she'll do it. They kind of look the same, right? They're related. But that being said, Fuller House, yeah, dude, it's I mean, okay, the pilot episode alone is pure garbage. I did not like it at all. I thought the pilot episode is like the definition of what not to do when making a sequel series. I think Girl Meets World, which is the sequel series to Boy Meets World, did a better job of kind of, easing us into this new universe and this new time period for these characters. Fuller House, like, did the equivalent of like dry fucking someone. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to describe it. They did not ease you into it at all. They're just like, here are all the references. Here is everything that you enjoyed from the original show. Here, just fucking accept it. And they're just throwing it at you, and you were drowning in references. It was crazy. And then the second episode, you're like, okay, things eased off. This is kind of like what the show's going to be like. And it's an okay show, dude. I mean, it's not like if I had to like rent it or if I had to watch it on TV or something, I probably wouldn't watch it. But to be honest, I have nothing else better to do, and it's Netflix, and I'm already paying for it. So me and my wife have been watching it on and off.
Slave to Netflix.
Yeah, dude. So
Coming from the guy who wants to watch House of Cards. Poor that.
So that's kind of like my thing on it. I loved Full House when I was a kid. I actually did watch that show reruns because I was too young when it first aired. And I thought it was a funny show. I really enjoyed it. Fuller House, I could see a younger generation enjoying it. It's definitely something you could show like a child, and it's not too inappropriate. But generally speaking, like it's pretty bad, dude. Like, I mean, it's yeah. I'm only watching it because I'm bored. If I ever have anything like the second Daredevil comes out, if I'm still watching this, which I doubt I will be, I'm sure I'm going to finish it by then. I would just dedicate my time to Daredevil in a heartbeat. So
Cool.
yeah.
Cool.
So that's my impromptu spoiler cast on Fuller House, just based off of like I think I've seen 8 episodes, and I think there's like 13 or something. So.